In today's video, we're recreating the thumbnail that you see on screen. I made this thumbnail as a remake of Rivals thumbnail for Right Place. For this recreation, we'll be using Blender and Photopea. Quick heads up, I am not a professional, I'm just sharing what I've learned over the few months of Girl Tag thumbnail. And let me tell you, the Girl Tag thumbnail community can be pretty harsh. Well, let's get that off the screen, but that's a good thing because it pushed me to improve and now I'm still learning. So with that said, let's dive right in. Alright, so the first step for a Girl Tag thumbnail is obviously Blender. So here you can watch a time lapse of me modeling and posing the rig to get ready for Photopea. So quick tip for beginners, when you load your FingerPainter model, it usually looks something like this and it looks terrible. So you'll just lower your IOR a little bit and then it looked way better. I hate how it looks when you first start, so just a quick tip. Alright, I'm just going to size up this FingerPainter model real quick so you can hold it. And I'm going to go back into the sped up time lapse. Alright, here's what we're going to be using for the second remake of my remake of Rivals okay, I said that wrong. Here is the second remake of my remake of Rivals. So we're going to save this real quick and hop into Photopea. Alright, so now that we're in Photopea, all we're going to do is click New Project, YouTube Thumbnail, and then we're going to make the black, we're going to make the background black, and then we're going to click create. Alright, so right now we're going to drag and drop our PNG thumbnail that we just made in Blender. Alright, now that we have that, obviously this does not look like this. So as you can see in the thumbnail, I made the FingerPainter Glow, and I did not do it in Blender because that takes too much time and I'm lazy. So I'm going to teach you to do that real quick, and let's hop right into it. Alright, so the way I make the FingerPainter Glow with Photopea is, as you can see, if you don't know already, there's this tool called lasso select, but I'm going to be using polygonal, okay. I'll be using this one for the FingerPainter, which I also recommend using. So basically what you want to do is, you want to take the lasso select, the polygon one or whatever it's called, and you just want to outline the colors of the FingerPainter, and then after you're done, I'll show you what it's going to look like and what to do next. So when you're done, it should look somewhat like this. You should see a bunch of marching ants all around your FingerPainter. And then what you want to do is, you want to click your layer, the one you selected it on, you're going to copy and then paste it, and then you should have this layer. So next I'm going to name it red, just so I can keep myself organized for when I make them glow. So then you want to lock transparency real quick. Click the eyedropper tool. Actually, never mind, don't do that. This red looks terrible. And then what you're going to do is go to the brush, size it up, make sure you have transparency locked so it can't go outside the edges, and then just color it in. And they're going to do these. Unfortunately, you're going to have to do that for all of these. So once I'm done, I'll let you guys know and hop into the next part. Alright, so I've colored and selected all of the tips of the FingerPainter. Now what we're going to do is make them all glow, and a lot of thumbnail makers actually hate this effect, but it's not that bad if you know how to use it. So basically I'm going to go to outer glow, and I know it looks really bad, and you're just going to match it with the color like that. It should be down here with the colors you used, and then do the same thing for all of the other colors, and your settings for outer glow should be saved. Alright, now that we finished the FingerPainter Glow, next is just making sure that everything looks right and fixing maybe glitches. As you can see, that the fingers are kind of glitched, they're inside of the model, so we're going to fix that real quick. Basically what I'm going to do for this is, all I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to the brush and make it really tiny and zoom in to fix the finger. Alright, so we fixed all of the fingers, and I'm pretty sure it looks way better than how it started. Now what we're going to do is shading. Shading is a really important part of thumbnails, and I recently learned a new technique, so I'm going to share it with you guys. Alright, so basically what you want to do first is go over to layer, new, and then layer again. Then it should be transparent, but you want to go over here to edit. You're going to go down to fill, then fill, gray, blend mode, overlay, and then click OK. Now, I know it looks weird, but you're going to drag it up all the way to the top, so it looks like this. Go to normal and then click overlay instead, and now you can shade with the dodge tool, burn tool, and etc. And now we're going to add some RimLights. Alright, we have RimLights here. I use drop shadow for this technique. If you don't want to use drop shadow, that's perfectly fine. I do recommend it, but you can also use your brush tool like this. You can hold shift on your next point after. So basically what you want to do, if you want to use your brush to make RimLights, what What you gotta do is click one spot, hold shift, click another spot, and then you'll have your rim lights. Alright, so obviously the next thing that we want to do is add background. For the background, it's going to be a bunch of fog, but regular fog is going to look terrible, so we gotta add, I gotta undo these brushes. Alright, so now that we have that, we're going to add the background, and I have a brush. I have fog brushes, so it's going to be a little different for me. I might make a tutorial on how to get them, but for this video I will not. So you can attempt to use a brush for this if you'd like, but I will not be using a brush. I'm going to use my fog brushes, and I'm going to time skip this. So for this background, I'll be doing red, green, and blue, obviously, just to make it look a little more FingerPainter-like. Also, I'll be adding some noise to this, and the way you want to do that is go to Filter, Noise, and then Add Noise, and then Customize it. For each color, I'm going to do a different layer so they don't overlap. Okay, so now that we finished that, I actually want to leave the middle blank so I have room to make the background of the character glow. Alright, so now we're going to add some details to the hair, because obviously it looks like really bad right now. So I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to time lapse this because I don't want to bore you. Alright, I fixed the hair, and here's the before and after of the hair. Well, not exactly, because I did a lot, so it's not going to be fully there, but that's what the hair looks like now, and this is probably the end result. And if you guys liked this and you completed the tutorial, let me know, and maybe if I make another good thumbnail, I'll do another. Alright guys, this is the end of the tutorial. I hope this helped you in any way possible, and have a blessed day, and this is the end of the video.